Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Experimental Reality Podcast. We have a video now.
We do.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's
Hey.
up?
You can actually see us.
Face reveal time.
I'm Chayan. I'm here next to my co-star Luke
That's me. Hello.
and Josh.
Yo, what's up?
And
I'd like to apologize, by the way, for making you look at us, but we figured it would be kind of interesting so you can see all the little nuances that happen between us.
That it saves Cheyenne all that time, like having to
we had to
Render-
and
render the-
export. Yeah.
for our
ages.
YouTube. So yeah, and also gives like the YouTube audience something like better.
Different,
Like I
yeah.
mean, not that the audio synthesizer wasn't cool, but I mean it.
It,
You-
it
you've
might get a
seen it,
little
you're-
bit boring just looking
Yeah,
at the thing.
yes. At least now you can be like, it gives us our YouTube audience a little something extra. So
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
We've also transitioned into a 3-mic setup.
Yep.
So
that's new this week.
previously we were using all of the same mic.
That one.
And thank you, Amazon, for Prime Day, because
Prime
no
Day was
free ads,
great.
but, so we got these mics.
Yeah, after our little fiasco with our guest last week, Kevin.
Yeah.
The audio wasn't the greatest, and we're like, you
Yeah,
know what?
that could have been better.
Screw it. We're just buying mics.
I mean, like the audio wasn't too bad for like the whole thing. It was just him. He was sitting in just like a weird place farther away, and he just wouldn't
just-
talk.
Yeah, he
Put
wouldn't
it
high
up the
enough.
mic, and yeah.
And so with the sound, with the noise gate and stuff that I put on, it just made it kind of metallic-y and echoey whenever he talked.
Right, yeah, but just the three of us this week, 3 mics, 3 people, should work out great.
Yeah, this will be a twofer. So
Yep.
since if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this week and next week's episode we'll be wearing the same clothes. It's not because
It's not because we're filthy people.
yeah.
No. We're just routine people.
Yeah.
See, okay, yeah, I just have my outfit set out for
Yeah.
every single day.
You just think my laundry just doesn't get done that fast, so.
It's like a 2-week process.
Yeah, you haven't been at our house much, have you? It really is.
Recently,
yeah.
So, that's a good point.
Luke's getting distracted, as
so-
people can see.
Yeah, well, I'm putting my phone on vibrate.
yeah, where's
so
the
it
show
doesn't-
notes? Did we ever get those up?
I mean, I've got them on.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
What are we covering today? 'Cause
We're
I
covering
honestly
lots
don't
of
know.
stuff today.
'Cause we
you want me to
usually-
go over it all at once?
We usually have them up on the monitors behind Cheyenne's head, but
I don't have it connected to the internet right now because I'm lazy.
Solid.
he has to do it
Yeah.
through his phone or whatever.
So, okay.
weird
As per
setup.
usual, we'll cover how was your week. We're gonna go over some just pop culture news coming out of like Comic-Con and stuff like that. We're gonna go
Oh,
over a
gosh.
bit of world news because the world has been particularly interesting lately.
Isn't it always interesting? It seems like
Lately has been pretty wild.
fair enough.
We're gonna do some overrated, underrated, but for music this time.
Ooh.
And then we'll wrap it up. We got a second episode to record. This is, by the way, the earliest we have ever recorded in the day.
It's like 10:30,
Yep.
10:40.
10:40. Ryan was not happy about me making
No.
him get up this early, but
No.
I bought him coffee, so he'll live.
I mean, maybe we'll see though. I personally have not heard anything about Comic-Con.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been following it.
I
Cool.
saw like 2 trailers that came from it.
I
That was
guess
about it.
I will briefly cover Comic-Con then.
obviously expand upon it.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
just
Hey, does it count that I've been reading comics that came out like 2 years ago? I've been
comics.
Dr. Aphra. It's a pretty
I've
good
never heard
series.
of
You haven't heard of Dr. Aphra? It's a Star Wars comic. It's about this
Oh, that-
archaeologist.
How did I know that was coming?
Yeah, well, I've been reading. I'm on like issues 5, I think, 5 or 6. So I bought the first 22 issues of the series. It's interesting. I like Dr. Aphra.
Neat.
Yeah. So that's about
okay.
what I know for
the-
comics.
to answer your question, no, that doesn't make up for you not following Comic-Con.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough.
So, how was your week, Cheyenne? We'll start with you.
Busy, chaotic, late nights. But yeah, pretty much the usual.
Does
Nothing
it
too
count as a
exciting.
late night if you just don't go to bed? Okay.
Yeah, I guess Thursday I got off work at like 3, so we were there like an hour and a half late. And so I got home and I like jump in bed because we have to come in for overtime at noon on Friday and work 7 hours. And I got home and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed because I have to be up early.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't fall asleep. Like 2.5 hours go by and I'm just tossing and turning, not tired at all. So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be awake, I'm gonna get some stuff done. So I had like my new monitor stand sitting there, new fans for my computer. So I ended up spending like hour putting up my monitors on the new stand, and then tore apart my PC and put new fans in it, and then looked at the clock and I'm like, oh, I only have 3 hours till I have to be at work. Well, this will be fun. So yeah.
I'm guessing it wasn't really that fun.
No, it was like the heat, humidity was like killing me. The lack of sleep, I was dead. It was a grand old time.
Yeah, it sounds great.
But the amount of stuff you can get done without sleeping is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, okay?
The bags under your eyes suggest otherwise.
Oh.
Okay. Wow, you didn't sleep much.
I'd say-
So
It turns out you're only productive when you're awake. So I mean, it would make sense.
that is how it
True.
works.
Yeah.
Very
So
true.
in a text to me earlier this week, you mentioned a Prime Day haul. So what all did you buy on Prime Day?
I bought a set of Corsair RGB fans. I bought an Elgato Stream Deck, a dual monitor stand for my big 32-inch curved monitors
Which
because
you probably can't see on camera.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's really hard to find stuff that are mounts that are affordable that go to 32. 32 inch. So I found one of those, ordered that. Oh, I ordered a headset which was supposed to come, but then I don't know what the issue was, but there's some sort of delay on it. So they're like, "Hey, do you still want this?" I'm like, "Well, yeah."
Why would I have paid for it if I didn't want it?
Yeah. So yeah, I'll eventually be getting that, but I think
And Luke and
Oh.
I bought
Microphones.
microphones.
Also, I bought a pair of tights.
Yeah.
that's pretty tight.
Yeah, that was.
It wasn't any funnier when you said it before the show.
I know, but now it's on the podcast. So it's
Yeah, so
fine.
now a wider audience can be disappointed by you.
Oh, another thing that I bought was keycaps for my keyboard because now they're like black, so the color shines through better.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
like looks nicer.
Yeah, I saw those back there. That was-
Yeah, no, that wasn't a fun adventure. Putting those on, I made the mistake of like I got home and I'm like, oh yeah, I got these. So like after work, I ended up spending like an hour and a half like plucking the keys off my keyboard and putting new ones on.
Yeah, that's always
Yeah.
fun.
I noticed they're all. Did you put them in alphabetical order?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Moving on.
I'm confused. Like you.
No, he didn't actually put them in
Oh,
alphabetical
okay.
order. A, B, C.
You've been around Luke this long and you haven't detected the sarcasm.
Well, no, I was just. I don't know.
So, have you guys heard the origin of the QWERTY keyboard, which is the standard one we've got now?
Wasn't it like something? It was specifically designed to be slower to type on or something like that.
It is the slowest possible arrangement because
Theoretically, yeah.
it was originally designed for typewriters. And if
Mhm.
typewriters, if you press two keys close together too fast, they would stick. So the guy designed them for his typists so that they would type slower.
Yep.
And
So they wouldn't.
right, and it would just carried over into keyboards now that everyone can use those.
Imagine one day if they're like, hey, this isn't efficient, we're gonna change it.
They have.
And then just like
There are other arrangements.
There
you
are
can
other
purchase.
arrangements that people they said like I know Linus Tech Tips reviewed a whole range of keyboards that like some were like like these weird finger ones. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different ones, and they're like at first you're a lot slower because you're not used to it, but once you get used to it, some of these you can actually type faster on than the QWERTY
Mhm.
keyboard. So yeah,
be weird.
I'm just thinking now of a keyboard that's just, it's like an inch high and like 5 feet across, and it's just got every key in a row.
that would be a pain.
like in alphabetical order or
Yeah, like a piano keyboard.
Okay.
Like kind of. Yeah.
Imagine playing the
I-
piano to
Da-da-da-da-da.
type. Like full like that would be weird.
Imagine
Imagine
would be
getting
weird.
off topic on the podcast.
that's the
happens.
point of the podcast.
Yeah,
True,
yeah.
true.
We're just experimenting with it. That's bad. Josh, how was your week?
It was good, and then it was rough. It was some family stuff went down. Like everything just hit the fan all in one night.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
Yeah, it really did.
And then the fan fell down the stairs.
And then
Yeah, the fan fell down the stairs.
Oh, although
And
on
the
that,
stairs fell on top of the
So,
fan. It was rough.
like, okay. Basically, actually, what's funny is the day. So this was back on Tuesday. Tuesday we had that rainstorm. It was rain, but the sun was still out.
Okay.
That is the perfect like metaphor for how my day also went because not only did a bunch of crap happen, I also got accepted to NASA. So it's like,
oh,
it's,
did you?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Nice.
Congratulations.
So it was raining, but the sun was still out on my day. So yeah, that's
It was been a
great.
wild week for you.
So yeah, I have to do some paperwork stuff, but then I'll be going. They're gonna pay for like everything. I'm gonna go hang out with NASA for like a week. So
It's gonna be
That'll
really
be
cool.
fun.
yeah, sometime this fall probably.
Are you gonna
really
vlog
happy
it?
for you, dude.
You should vlog it.
If they let me vlog it, I
Content
might.
for the YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. We need
Um,
more of that. I haven't been making content for the YouTube, but
Well, yeah, because I.
oh, okay, yeah,
What's
yeah,
up?
go. I was gonna talk about our Twitter, but you can
Oh,
go.
right. So I came out. I came outside on Wednesday or Friday. To meet Josh for lunch. And I'm like, hey man, how's it going? He's like, well, not bad, except for this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. I'm like, are you okay? Do you need a hug?
Yeah, it was. Well, that like no, yeah, it's just it happens. That's life. I mean, like things are going good, and then like life is like you haven't had something hard happen in your life for a while. It's like we're gonna throw like 10 wrenches into your machine all at once and just bind it all up, and you're just like, thank you, love
You
you.
really look close at him. He's dying on the inside.
Die on the inside. You can't. You can only see if you look directly into my eyes.
Yeah.
Don't look directly into the camera, or they'll all know.
Oh no.
Oh no.
How was your week, Luke?
My week was pretty standard. I don't have a lot of motivation at work lately. I've got all my. So basically, I've designed a series of custom transformers, which are components, not like the robots.
Man.
Like the components that go on a circuit board. And I've designed 16 of those to work on an experiment for part of my internship. Well,
Should we explain what a transformer is for our less
basically it changes
Technic-
voltage from one to
Yep.
another.
Yep.
It's a series of
coils?
it's a coil. Yeah, it's coils
Yeah.
of wire around a plastic bobbin. Anyway, so I've designed 16 of those for an experiment for my internship, and all the requests are in. I don't know if they have all the parts yet, and now I'm just waiting for them to be ready. And like I don't have that much to do in the meantime, so I'm just kind of chilling. I don't know, but it's been a good internship. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, speaking of internships, there's also a pretty good chance that I'll be able to go for my engineering degree now, and my work will pay for it.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah. So that goes into the whole sun is shining but it's raining thing.
Yeah.
So-
wow.
Yeah, they sound pretty open to the idea of paying for my next. Well, they're already paying for my next year of school, but paying for another 2 years of school after that, and then me working as an engineer for them.
Mhm.
So
And that would be at state, right?
yeah, I go to SDSU.
Trying to convince him to come out to my college. But
If they let me, but the thing is, I don't know if my credits will transfer. Like
Yeah,
they
that's a
do
good
at
point.
SDSU. So
but look into it at least.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
I would love to have you as a roommate. It'd
that
be a
would
lot
be
of fun.
that would be awesome.
So
So
wait,
Cheyenne would be recording here alone then for the
Yeah.
podcast.
Wow.
That's fine.
you know I'm going to be recording alone for the next.
Yeah,
9
but-
I mean,
months.
not if we bring on like guests and stuff from over
That's
there.
true.
Yeah.
So
I do have a lot more friends over there than you have over here. I didn't intend for that to be a dig, but
that was
sorry.
savage.
Yeah, so my week's pretty standard. I drove a lot last weekend. Me and Chayan went to Sioux Falls.
we did. Oh, that was last weekend.
Yeah, it was last weekend, last Saturday. Yeah, we went to Hoo Hot, which no free ads, but Hoo Hot is delicious.
Pretty good.
I like how we haven't done no free ads for a couple episodes now. We've gotten 2 in the same episode. Luke's bringing it back.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
With 4.
Then we went to like a nice park down there. Stuff like that. So it was great. It was a good weekend. Yep. And then I drove down to this tiny town in the middle of nowhere and trained to be a pro wrestler.
That was last weekend, right? Yeah.
Yep. So yeah. So looking ahead to the next couple weeks actually. So next week's episode is being taped today, immediately after this one.
Because I'm gonna be gone.
Because
Yeah.
Josh will be gone. And then the week after, you will be back, right?
I thought I was gonna be gone, but yeah, I'll be back, and then we'll have Carter on, a guest.
Okay. So
Should we bleep out his name so they don't know? And no one's gonna know him.
yeah, whatever.
It's
Who
whatever.
cares?
Carter.
Um,
yeah, he's a guest.
So yeah, I guess we'll
Well, now
still.
that you said it again.
Yeah, nice. It's too much bleeping to do now. One bleep is enough.
much
Two is
work.
too many.
Too much work.
Everyone's just think I'm like cussing out or something. Like,
Yeah. Just assume Josh. Yeah. Anyway, so it should be really fun. Yeah, that's the next couple weeks, and then honestly, won't be too many weeks after that before I am moving back to college. So
Oh yeah, that's coming up soon.
it's like 4 or 5 weeks left.
I need to get my like classes straightened out. I need to like try to squeeze myself into another class so it works better with my work schedule.
Yeah.
Hey.
So
yeah. Anyway. So wait. Hey.
Yeah.
What days do you guys start?
Good, bud.
I couldn't speak.
The 26th is my first day of
I
class.
start the 20th.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
Okay.
All
So
right.
I'll find out when I get an email that's like,
obviously
hey,
move-in weekend.
you missed your first 2.
Fair enough.
Move-in weekend I will not be able to record, so we'll have to double record the weekend before, or
Have a guest on or something.
right,
We'll
because I will
figure
be
it out.
driving across the state, bro.
Only like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And then moving.
Just leave early in the morning. It's fine.
just record as you drive.
Record as
We
you
can do a
drive.
6-hour
I will call into the
podcast.
show.
We'll do a 6-hour podcast as
Oh,
the
what's
drive.
this? We're
Now,
gonna
now
get
we're a
called.
professional
Oh.
radio show. We got to call. You just hold my phone up to the microphone. Put me on speaker. That's the worst idea ever. Please don't
That
do
would
that.
sound terrible.
It would sound so
Especially
bad.
with the mic on your phone.
Sound quality.
So bad.
Anyway, so we won't do that, but there'll be a lot of double recording just because summer is so busy. But hopefully we'll get a good solid schedule during the year.
Yeah.
We can slot. We'll have to slot recording in around D&D sessions then.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's something we're doing next
Saturday. I'm so excited.
Since-
Our first
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons session of the summer.
And
Oh, it's been so
only
long.
It has.
that I'm not part of.
Someone's gonna have to write up a recap.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Because they have a big group that
yeah,
you
we
guys
have
have
we
from
have a really big
college.
group. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we would invite him.
8
that's fair.
people total, 7.
Besides, I'm pretty. What did you say next weekend?
Yeah.
I'm gone next weekend anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is why also another reason you're not invited.
Yeah.
Plus,
fair
we have
enough.
to find a good entry point for you if you did join. Anyway,
That's fair. Yeah.
no one wants to hear about that.
You
What's up?
want? I don't know. I keep on thinking about the Twitter. I just want to say this before.
Go ahead.
We have
please.
a Twitter?
Yeah,
You
we
have
have
a
a
Twitter?
Twitter. I didn't know we had a Twitter. Yeah, we have.
Seems like neither do our fans because no one ever interacts on it.
we
Ooh.
got
Just
a
kidding,
few.
just
We
kidding.
get interactions.
Except for you, Aaron. You're great.
Yeah, Aaron. Oh, okay. Well, I put up some polls and I was getting some votes.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
But yeah, we did change the Twitter name to Experimental Reality Podcast from Experimental Reality, and then our at tag or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
That we changed from Experimental RE1 to just ER Pod. So follow us.
So we are now on Twitter at ERPod. If you previously followed under the old name, it will still.
yeah, you'll
maintain
be fine,
your follow.
obviously. But
So
for new listeners, if this is your first episode, or maybe you've listened for a couple and now you're gonna actually follow us on Twitter,
you're ready to take the leap and commit to something.
commit to ER Pod at ER Pod.
Yeah, at ERPod on Twitter. You can email us at experimentalrealitypodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
We'd always love more mailbag questions.
We got some again.
Did we?
We got.
Yeah.
I
one,
checked like the
think.
other day and didn't see
We
any.
got
We got
one
one last night.
last night,
Oh.
at, like
Midnight.
midnight. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, do we want to do that in today's then?
No.
Okay.
No.
We'll save them up and then do another mailbag segment on a future show.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep writing them in. We love to hear from you guys wherever you're listening from. If it's Australia, hello, Chow Lemon.
We got one
Um,
guy from France who's a pretty religious listener. It sounds like so.
Sweet.
Shout out to that French guy.
I was going to try and do a heavy Australian accent, but I couldn't think of a way to do it. Wasn't with. They cuss a lot.
They do
you
cuss a
know?
lot. I have a friend who's Australian. Met him on a Discord server about wrestling, and he uses a word that even pretty hardcore
Yep.
cussers in
Yep.
America do not use very much.
And it's like normal, too.
It is.
It's-
Like a normal Australian word you talking
Yeah,
about?
like it's like
It's like the
equivalent
worst
to us
word to
saying
us.
dude. Like that's how much they use it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's crazy.
Shout out Vacant. I don't even think you listen to the podcast, but you swear too much, bro. Anyway,
Now he's
so
gonna cuss you out for that like, later.
yeah, I know. All of a sudden I just started referring to all my LLR friends on here. It's weird. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment of our podcast, I guess.
I mean the first segment. Where did
Whatever.
we cover this?
a
first
segment. Well, I guess how was your week as a segment?
I guess it wasn't listed on the.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's something we do.
So
then.
let's hit up some pop culture news, news out of Comic-Con, trailers and stuff you've seen. We'll get a movie review in here.
Well, no, I was gonna say Clone Wars.
What about it?
It's just that it's coming, and Dave Filoni was posting about it, which is on Twitter. I retweeted it all. It's
Okay.
super exciting. I'm so excited.
It's at what, season 9 now?
Season 7.
Season 7. Okay.
It was only supposed to go 7 seasons, but they cut season 5 a little short. They cut season 6 and 7 in half, so we've lost about a season.
Okay.
There. But we're at least getting a half season with season 7. So
Okay.
12
Interesting.
episodes, 4 episode arcs.
Josh Very excited.
I
Are they
am-
going to release it all at once, or is it going to be like
It's
week
gonna
to week?
be nope. It's all released. It will be watchable the day Disney Plus drops. It'll be
Okay.
all on there. The whole season 7, as well as the first 6 seasons.
Are you planning on binge watching it?
Probably. They got Ray Park. He's the actor for Maul in episode 1. They got him to come back and put him in a motion capture suit just for his fight against Ahsoka and that, because they're like, there's just a way that Ray Park moves that you cannot animate. So I'm just really excited for the Darth Maul Ahsoka fight.
Solid.
Yeah. Ahsoka's one of my favorite Star Wars characters. So.
If you guys didn't know, Josh is a very big
Star
Star
Wars
Wars
I'm
fan.
a big Star Wars fan. I just started getting into the comics, so I mean, I wouldn't say I'm that big.
Oh no,
but
there's a whole.
the rabbit hole there.
It's over.
Yeah, he's gone.
There goes all Josh's free time from now till forever.
Yeah. I started
Um,
collecting both like the old 1970s, 80s comics as well as some of the newer ones.
Yeah.
So
So, Comic-Con. What do you guys heard anything coming out of that? I know there's some new trailers dropping.
Witcher.
also put that on the Twitter.
So excited. You guys played the Witcher games?
I played Wild Hunt.
Okay.
For
Which is Witcher 3.
yeah, like 3 hours I think. That's all I played, and
I got like 8 hours into it, and then I was just slightly overwhelmed by the amount of stuff to do. And then, like most games, I set it down and then didn't play it for a while. And now if I got back into it, I would have no idea where to go next.
I'm kind of sad. I took it back to GameStop. Like I got like a good deal, and I got like the I don't know if it was like the Game of the Year edition, but like I got like one of the special editions of it, and for cheap. And I went and played it, and then for like I played it for like 3 hours or whatever, and then I took it. I was like, I want money, so I took it back to GameStop, and they gave me like
Ooh.
$5 for it. And I'm like, bucks, I guess.
Ouch.
I regret that, but
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I got it on PC for cheap. So let's do a quick movie review here. Josh and I, along with a friend of the pod, Aaron,
I wasn't invited.
he
you were
wasn't
working.
You were also at your job.
Weren't you working at like 10 o'clock last night?
No, 10
No.
o'clock he was streaming.
Oh, 10 o'clock you were streaming?
By the way, if you want to see
Oh.
Chayan stream, check out Basically I'm Salty on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, then, you usually work on Fridays, don't you?
till 7.
Oh, well, then we could have invited Cheyenne.
We should have.
I'm sorry, my bad, man.
Our bad, dog.
I thought you were working.
Nah, I didn't want to go to a movie anyways because I would have just
That-
passed out.
That is
That's
fair.
a good point. So Josh and I went to Stuber last night. The original plan was to go to Crawl,
And then Stuber.
and I hate horror movies with a passion.
But you
and
saw A Quiet Place.
Josh is like, that is the one exception.
Because A Quiet Place, though, is like one of those
doesn't
movies.
feel like a horror movie.
Yeah,
It
really doesn't.
And you have to, like, that's one of those movies I feel like 20 years down the road, it's going to be studied in, like, film school or something. Yeah, because it's just one of those, like, it does
Mhm.
so many, like,
The visual storytelling's insane.
yes,
Mhm.
it's just such a good, it's one of those just unique films you just gotta see. Not that there's a lot of good things in it.
But yeah, Crawl is literally about alligators eating people.
Huh?
And like,
It's like some sort of like climate change, like the water's gonna rise and then the
or a
alligators.
hurricane or something.
Hurricane,
I don't
yeah,
remember.
It
what
was a
it's called.
hurricane.
Okay, hurricane, yeah.
And it's like, I just have no desire to see that movie. So anyway, we ended up going to see Stuber instead, which, if you haven't heard of it, it's a movie about kind of a hardened cop who gets LASIK surgery and can't drive himself, but he's in a race against time to catch this criminal. And so to get around, he needs transportation. Well, he gets an Uber driver and ropes him into this big scheme of his to catch this criminal.
It's definitely something of a movie.
I thought it was hilarious.
There should we spoil that propane
No,
scene?
no
that,
spoilers.
Okay, so just there's one scene with propane. That's all I'm gonna say. I lost it. I know
He did.
I
Whoa,
know.
carefully there.
Microphone issues for those who are listening. I bumped my microphone because I got a little too
He
animated.
didn't bump it. He like straight up like sideswiped it.
Yeah. Anyway, I like straight up lost it. I know you lost it.
I was dying.
I'm pretty sure Aaron lost it. I'm pretty sure just about everyone in the theater lost
Mhm.
it.
Like all
was
12 of us.
all like 12 of us. Yeah,
We were watching it like 10 o'clock on a Friday. So.
yeah 9:40 start time.
Um,
It was it's
great
one of those
movie.
movies. If you saw it by yourself, it probably wouldn't be that fun. It's a movie you gotta go see with your friends who just laugh at everything.
Right, because Aaron had actually seen it before coming to see it with us, and he said he enjoyed it far more the second time around.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's also probably one of those movies that if you're slightly drunk, it'd probably be better too.
Like Baywatch.
Yeah.
I went and watched Baywatch with some of my friends,
Oh,
all
did
of whom
you?
were drunk except me. So
Fair
this was
enough.
at somebody's apartment, and I was just like, "This isn't good," and everyone else thought it was funny.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's fair.
But yeah, it was really fun. So shout out to Aaron for taking us to the movie.
Yeah. Because we were gonna go watch Crawl and then Stuber. Luke didn't want to go to Crawl though. I ended up, because of everything that went down, I ended up having to deal with family issues. And so then I barely actually made it to Stuber, but I made it to Stuber, so that's why I couldn't go to Crawl. So we ended up just going to Stuber, which was fine.
It was really fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
So you guys seen any cool trailers coming out lately?
And there's obviously The Witcher. We talked about that.
Yep.
I want to say there was one other, but I don't remember. Like I saw it like on one of my breaks at work, and I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, it didn't come from Comic-Con, but it too.
Okay.
It's
Second chapter.
Yeah,
I haven't
second
seen the
chapter.
first one, so
I'm really excited. It looks really good. The first one was good. First one was really good.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I got invited to go see it, and they actually bought me a ticket, and I was like, I really don't want my ticket. Some of my friends did, and so then someone else wanted to go, and I ended up giving my ticket away.
You should have won.
I'm not a horror fan. As
I know,
Luke
but-
said too, I'm not a horror fan
But
either.
it's
I've
so
literally
good.
seen probably the only horror movie I've seen is A Quiet Place. I thought about going to Crawl because I like this might be interesting, but then not going to Crawl.
It was an
but-
interesting premise. That's for sure.
Crawl?
Is it actually horror? Crawl?
what else would
Or
it
is
be?
it just a
I mean,
thriller?
Well, it
it's
says
kind
like,
of a disaster movie,
I
but
figured
yeah,
it'd
it
be
says like
a
disaster
thriller.
thriller on Google, but when you look, Luke
It's-
said when you look at the
you
trailer,
literally you look at the trailer, it's just crocodiles eating people.
Well, yeah, because
There's no other plot besides run away from the crocodiles.
The plot that I remember, because I watched like one of the trailers, and it was like a storm was moving, like a hurricane. So like
Mhm.
the water levels were rising.
Yep.
And there were like people that were stuck in like a house or whatever, and they're like, we need to call for help, like the water's rising or whatever. And they're like trudging through the water, and then all of a sudden a crocodile like comes up and like takes one. And then that's the premise of the movie. So that's an interesting. It's not just like Sharknado.
yeah.
It seems like
Okay, so
there's
Sharknado was
a
so bad it was good.
Was
You
it,
can't take
though?
yourself seriously if you're just gonna be about people eating each other. Well,
People eating each other.
crocodiles are people too.
see it.
Um,
Yeah, all
I have
right,
a hair
all
in
right.
my mouth. I'm sorry,
gross.
video.
Would you say that Stuber was one of those movies that's also so bad that it's good?
I mean, it wasn't actively bad. There wasn't anything I didn't enjoy about it. The plot was
It's one of those movies. It's not like a standout movie.
Right,
It's
it's
not like
not-
a must see. It's just one of those like if you don't have a different movie to go see and you have a couple
Mhm.
friends that like to laugh at, like go
yeah.
see it.
I very
guess.
much enjoyed the experience of watching the movie.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite movie of all time, but
It
I
was-
enjoyed the
It
experience.
was mediocre. I thought. Yeah.
It's not a movie that a lot of people are going to be going to watch at 10 o'clock on a Friday night.
True.
That's fair.
But it's got Dave Bautista in it, which
Any movie with
Drax,
him, and, like,
yeah,
totally
Drax from
worth
Guardians
it.
of the Galaxy. If you're not aware, he
He
was
was
in Blade Runner
Definitely
2.
highlight.
He's been in a lot of not indie films, but lesser known films.
So,
Okay,
Go ahead.
so his daughter though in the movie,
mhm.
I saw her. I was like, I recognize that actor. I could not remember where. I was spending the whole movie like trying to figure out where, because I like she's not like a super popular actor to my knowledge. But I was
Mhm.
like, she's got to be in something I watch. I figured it out. I'm pretty sure. I think her name is Lucy from Parks and Rec or whatever. She's in Parks and Rec.
Okay.
That's where I recognized her from. I was just gonna say that because that was bothering me, and I realized it like this morning or whatever.
Okay. So,
And then Stu looked familiar too, but I don't know what film he
I
would have
don't
been from
think I've
either.
seen
I haven't
him.
figured that one out yet.
I didn't really look at it either, but so here's my hypothesis. Dave Bautista is the best actor to come out of the WWE.
What about The Rock?
Dave Bautista is a better actor than The Rock, in my opinion.
Really?
The
Hear me
Rock
out.
definitely gets like he
More.
doesn't do diverse roles.
Right,
He
so
plays the Rock.
Here's the main competition, right? John Cena,
Wait, John Cena's
Yeah.
an actor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been in a few.
The Rock, Batista. That's really the three main ones.
So yeah, I would agree with you. Dave Bautista is probably the most versatile actor of the
Yes,
three.
the best actor, not necessarily the best
Well,
superstar,
Yeah, because The Rock is
No.
definitely way more popular.
because The
than
Rock's
Dave
got bigger
Bautista.
star power than him.
especially
And
over in
bigger
like,
muscles.
Mm-hmm.
especially in like Asia. The
I
Rock
don't
is
know.
like big.
Batista's huge.
I know, but so is the Rock.
Okay, Batista is big. The Rock is just more toned.
The Rock is
Yeah.
more, yeah, but Batista is a larger man for sure. But yeah, like The Rock, he's not.
He
He plays the Rock.
He plays The Rock in every movie
Yeah.
he's in. Batista has played granted, Batista's body type is good for a certain archetype. The
more of the brute type.
yeah, the brutish. He's a little older now, so he kind of plays the same thing in Blade Runner 2049. But he's got like such good dynamic range that it's really impressive to watch him.
Yeah, I enjoyed his
act.
performance.
Yeah.
I thought he had a good performance in Stuber. I can't.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of it there for a
Stuber.
second.
You're losing it over there?
I'm losing it. I'm just zoning out today.
Yeah.
You like running on a lack of sleep or something?
Maybe. I don't think so.
Am I the
What's
most
that
well
like?
rested person in the room?
For
Because that's
once.
sad, boys.
Yeah, I
This
think
might be the
I'm
most
going off of 5 hours in the past 3 days.
Legend.
2 days? Something like that. But
That's
anyways,
alright,
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
We keep on trying to go like it's just like.
Well, to be
We're
fair,
we're
none of us
trying
know
to-
that much about what happened at
We're
Comic-Con.
trying to get to the first point.
Wait, did our video just like pause or something? We're like frozen.
If you're watching the video and it's like frozen,
Whoops.
I don't know what happened.
So
That's weird.
yeah, that is weird.
We'll fix it for the next show, I guess, if it is frozen.
So
Luke is
so
like,
have you guys? None of you guys have ever done
um,
cosplay. I know that much.
no.
Would
bet-
you if you had the
Yeah.
time
Okay.
and talent? Okay, because I
Okay.
would too.
Okay. This sorta actually. There was twin day at my high school, and so I dressed up as I dressed up as Anakin, and my friend dressed up as Obi-Wan. So and we had our like oh yeah, there we go.
There we go. We're back live.
We're
Hi.
back. What's
We
going on?
missed you.
And so we like and we also had a really like $200 Ultra Sabers, and so that was cool. And then we
Yeah.
also wore our costumes to the Last Jedi then.
Yes, they did.
Which we got quite a few looks as well as some pictures taken.
I
also
was
almost-
dressed normally and went with them.
Yeah. So
See, I
there
think
was
that'd
like
be weirder than like you dressing up and going.
Oh yeah, if
out.
I dressed up to fit in, it would have worked.
so there was like
I didn't know we were supposed to dress up. I also don't have any dress up gear.
I think there was 6, maybe I think there were 7 of us plus Luke and your sister.
Mm-hmm.
So there was 9 of us. 6 of us were dressed up as Jedi. 1 was a Wookiee, Chewbacca specifically.
And then there was me and my sister.
and then Luke and his
We're
sister.
super lame.
And I remember I was walking up with Kevin, who was actually the Wookiee. He was on the show last
Mhm.
week. The two of us were walking up, and like this guy started driving past his pickup. He like took out his phone and like started trying to take a picture of us, and like almost got into an accident with someone coming the other way. And we're like, we almost caused an accident.
Nice.
Anyway,
It was
it was him being stupid,
So-
but we were distracting him.
Nice. I would definitely do cosplay if I had the
for sure.
time and money and talent and yeah.
The environment. Like it's one thing like role playing and like getting into like character and like it might seem lame, like out of
Mhm.
context, but like if you go to a convention, like the amount of people that dress up in like
Okay.
cosplay and stuff, like they get so much attention and like they get so like people are so welcoming to them and like
Mhm.
it's a really cool atmosphere and I really want to go to a con, but I haven't.
It's all about environment.
Yeah.
See, yeah, I was gonna say it would depend. Like, for like our twin day, that's cool. For like going to a movie, like I was really excited for The Last Jedi when I went to it. Not so much.
Joke's on you.
afterwards. So like maybe for that, I guess, or maybe for like a convention. I don't know if I'd be like one of those people that's out in the park sword fighting though. I mean, nothing against it. It's just I don't know if that would really be my thing. So if you get what I'm saying. Oh.
Luke's grabbing me a water.
Oh, okay. I was like, Luke,
So,
where are you going?
And he ran into the TV that I have sitting on my
Hurt.
floor over there. My TV's probably hurt too.
I smashed my knee funny bone.
Your
whatever the-
knee funny bone.
Whatever that nerve cluster is in your knee, it's not your funny bone, but
It's like that meme. It's like hits elbow on table or whatever. Entire nervous system is just like spazzing out.
dude, I think there's something wrong with my nervous system because my pinky and ring finger on my left hand are numb a lot.
Mhm.
And I googled it. Granted, I know you,
You
should
have
never
cancer?
take. I do. Arm cancer.
There we go.
But yeah, apparently there's
Yeah.
something wrong with one of the nerves in my forearm.
I'll fix it.
It's from like it could be possibly be from leaning on the table wrong.
Speaking of your arms, they're so
Pencil
pencily.
Look at them.
Like look at
Pencil
how
arms.
pencily they
Now
are.
you all know the horrid truth.
Yeah,
It's a shame.
Luke and his pencil. That was the joke. Is when I made the pencil arm joke because I probably have the pencil arms here, and then I
Yeah.
was making fun
Cheyenne's
of Luke
arms
for
are
his
thick.
pencil arms.
Very
Yeah,
thick. I'm just very
flex for the
thick.
camera, Cheyenne.
just thick with
pretty
3
impressive.
Qs.
Yeah, when I lost about a lot of weight, I didn't get fit. I just kind of got lean. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Lean,
just
mean, fighting
very-
machine.
Very lean.
That doesn't really fight.
yeah, not really.
Just kind of gets distracted and super off topic.
True.
Anyway, so
One of the
Comic-Con.
interesting things that went down at Comic-Con this year. This is gonna require a quick bit of backstory. In WWE, there's a championship called the 24/7 Championship, and this championship, you guys know like MMA, right? You'll be fighting for a championship. You meet at a certain time, certain place. You have a match for it. Someone wins, someone loses. Okay. Same. It's usually the same in WWE, except for the 24/7 Championship, because a match for that championship can start anytime, anywhere, as long as you have a referee. So it's been defended in the past at like a carnival, a hotel room, airport, on top of the or in the airplane, not on top of the
I
airplane.
was
That
gonna
would be
like,
impressive.
Whoa, that sounds like fun.
So, yeah, the 24/7 champion, guy named R-Truth, is at Comic-Con this year, and he's being chased around by like this other wrestler. Like they've had fights out on the con floor for this championship, which I just think is the coolest thing. Like,
Cool.
I don't know, because wrestling and gaming culture has been intersecting a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
So the new company in town called AEW, All Elite Wrestling.
okay.
One of their main stars, their main couple stars are all like really big into video games.
All right.
And so they made there's a thing called CEO, which is like something, I don't know, CEO is some kind of expo thing in Florida, and they had one of their events, wrestling events, attached to that convention.
All
Like
right.
sponsored by the convention. Like the owner of the convention actually wrestled someone in a hardcore match or something.
Hmm.
So like the new company and in general just it's been interacting a lot, which is kind of cool.
Isn't there like a wrestler that also streams on Twitch pretty regularly?
Several actually. There's a
Okay.
couple.
I thought so.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's really cool.
And now for soccer talk.
Guys, my club, Arsenal, they finally bought someone. It's a 19-year-old defender from France. Doesn't matter. Also, we're sending him back for a year to develop. Doesn't matter. We finally bought someone. Thank God. Stan Kroenke, give us some freaking money, dude.
All right.
Please.
All right.
This has been
Open
soccer
your
talk.
wallet.
Do you have anything more, Luke?
You called
Oh,
it.
okay.
It's the end.
This has been soccer talk.
I mean, Cheyenne called it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I didn't know like the whole agreement. I just wanted him to stop talking about soccer.
Oh, I was actually kind of interested there for a second. Like,
Oh.
you actually got me for a whole, like,
I
1.2
I
seconds.
briefly
of,
interested Josh. I did it.
Yes.
About buying people. That's what.
Ah, ooh. Insert slavery meme here.
Oh, boy. All right.
Hey, you got your meme for Friday.
Oh, gosh.
I can just picture it.
Slavery in public, slavery in football.
Luke talks about that could be like our thing now in like the description. Luke
Luke
talks about
slavery. Luke talks about buying people.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, well, so we kind of covered
What time are we at?
gaming news.
Okay.
So we kind of covered some of the pop culture news. Unless you guys have anything else to add, other trailers or stuff.
What
What do you guys think? Video game movies and stuff have been coming around a lot lately.
They've gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
They still got a long way to go though.
You guys remember
Yeah.
Pixels?
You
Ugh.
remember Doom?
I remember Pixels.
Yeah.
My last girlfriend really loved that movie, and
That's
I
a good
did
reason to break up
not
with her.
Appreciate it much.
Pixels wasn't a video game movie though. It was a movie homaging the classic video
Yeah,
game.
I just
Like there's a
found it
difference
boring.
because there's like Warcraft,
Mm-hmm.
which is clearly...
I forgot about that. It wasn't a bad movie.
No, it was pretty good.
I didn't know any of the characters because I'd never
Yeah.
played World of Warcraft, but
That's why I went with Jacob.
I did too.
okay
Yeah,
because
we were there.
Yeah, yeah, we were both
Pixels
there.
isn't like a video, like it's not an adaptation. It's like, oh, there's just a bunch of video games. It's like Ready Player One.
Ready Player One was good though.
Yeah, Ready Player One was actually pretty good.
Should have
that
stuck
one,
closer to the book, but
yeah.
It would've been like two...
it's okay.
That's true.
But with Ready Player One, it's not necessarily a video game movie. It was just a movie with video games in it. A lot of,
Okay.
like,
It was
Still
a,
trash.
It was a movie based off of a book.
yeah, movie based off a book that had a bunch of video game references, which is kind of like Pixels. No, not movie based off a book, but it has
I
a
think
bunch
they're, like,
of video
way
game
different.
references.
Pixels was still trash though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that Pixels isn't inherently a video game movie.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
homaging
Mm.
video games. It's got very
retro.
obvious Easter eggs.
Yeah. So now we've got The Witcher coming out. We've got
which actually might look good.
Yeah.
And looks like it might be like a sort of a successor to Game of Thrones in a way.
See, I
Kinda
didn't
like that darker.
I didn't like what
medieval tones and stuff.
the main character looked like.
Mm.
I forgot his name.
Geralt.
Yeah, Gerald. He just looked off to me, I guess. I mean, I didn't play the games a whole lot. He just wasn't who I envisioned for.
I mean, he kind of
The
looks like a more
actor.
jacked version of your dad in the games.
Yeah, with longer hair.
Yeah, with longer hair, but
The problem is, anytime you adapt something from like cartoons to like realistic media, I guess, like to movies or like TV, it's not gonna look right. That's been my like. I really want to see Ahsoka from the Clone Wars on the big screen, like her own movie or like a side character in a movie or something. But my other concern is like she's gonna look so weird.
mm-hmm.
So it's one thing to take like a real life movie character and turn them into a cartoon. It's another way to go the other way around.
True.
So
Um,
because you can't just form a person off of a cartoon. That's not
right.
how
That's
it
kind of
works.
hard.
Well, and,
Imagine how terrifying Phineas would look in a live action
oh my
movie.
gosh.
Actually,
This triangle head.
anyways, off of like the most horrifying thing I've ever imagined. Speaking of that, Spider-Man new movie. There is a scene in there
Talking
where
about Far From Home.
yes,
Okay.
there's a scene in there where he's
Spoiler
swinging
alert.
around without a suit, like
Yep.
the first attack. And me as like a person very interested in animation stuff, I caught a few moments where his body movement, since they were rendering him CGI because obviously
Yeah.
some of the stuff he can't do,
On a green screen,
just
probably.
looked off because they had to animate him and they had to animate him looking realistic doing these Spider-Man moves,
Yeah.
and it was just something interesting because you see him do those same like flips and twists and stuff with the suit on. You don't really think anything of it,
Mhm.
but as soon as you have like the hair, I don't know if he had he had a mask on.
Hair
Just
is hard.
his hair, just his skin tone meshing with his hands and everything. It just, there were a couple scenes in there where it distorted a little bit and it just caught my eye. So it's interesting because it relates back to that because cartoon to real life, there's certain movements that just don't translate well.
So would that be more of like an Uncanny Valley type thing? Like it's just
Yeah.
yeah, I would think so. But yeah, I've actually been watching
Where it's-
Corridor.
Uncanny Valley is where it's realistic, but not quite realistic enough.
Gotcha.
You're like it's a little.
Yeah.
It's like a weird thing in the middle where you're a little uneasy.
So it's something like some weird like it's like so like you have cartoons, and because they're obviously cartoons, your brain doesn't associate them with humans, so it doesn't look weird. And then as they slowly get closer and closer to what an actual human looks like, it gets just more and more uneasy until you get to a pinnacle where like it's almost indistinguishable from humans, and then it's fine. But there's some times where it's like really close, like director Krennic in not Krennic, sorry, in Rogue One, Tarkin, CGI Tarkin, like a still image of him was fine. But then once they tried to animate him,
It was a
his
little
animations were
eerie.
just slightly off, and that's what triggered that Uncanny Valley because it was such like technically it was amazing CGI, just it was just off just enough that it triggered the Uncanny Valley in your head. That was like this isn't quite right.
So, one thing I was watching a video on like animation and Corridor Digital does like reviews of like animation or whatever. I watched a video of them like fixing the scene.
It's like 3 VFX artists.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
I've been watching those too. They're really
there's
good.
one where they actually like review and fix the CGI from like the Scorpion King.
The Mummy. Yes,
Yeah, the Mummy.
I watched that too
Like,
with deepfakes.
Oh my gosh! Like I didn't even realize how bad that face mapping of The Rock was on that. Like it was
horrible.
terrible, and it's because it was interesting because it's like it's solely just because of how expressive our faces are.
It was some of the skin tones too.
Yeah,
The light was
yeah.
weird, but a lot of it was once they toned down those facial expressions to something more realistic, that helped a lot.
It's a lot easier to animate straight faces or non-expressive faces because our faces are very complex.
And The Rock has one of the most expressive faces I've ever seen.
especially in that clip. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
I'll show him later. If you haven't seen it, go look it up because it's super entertaining.
He does like a half smile, half frown in
Yeah,
there.
no,
that
like there's
looks
a part where
terrible.
like legit like the animated face like if you cut it in half, it was like super upset. And the other's like, you gave him a freaking chocolate sundae and he was a child. Like,
That's incredible
it's
and horrifying,
Yeah.
particularly.
But yeah, no, there's a scene from the new Blade Runner, Blade Runner
49.
where there's a few in there that's like amazingly animated, but there's one where they rendered a full person, all 100% animation, because it was like one of the actors from the first movie,
Yep.
but it was like her younger self, and no one like realized that she was animated because of how like she looked realistic, but it was all simply because she just had this like sad blank expression, and it fits with the scene, but like you couldn't tell at all.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I say also darker lighting helps with a lot of
Mhm.
CGI. Like when you have bright lights and stuff that. Yeah, 'cause I was talking about this earlier right before you brought up Corridors. I've been watching a lot of Corridor 2 lately, and even though I'm not like a VFX artist, it's like interesting to kind of like learn some of these things. Not that I could actually probably do any of them, but just understanding how VFX works. So, yeah. Actually, okay.
What's up?
I was just gonna talk about Clone Wars again, but it's all right.
That's okay.
Okay, we need to. Okay, I'm setting a rule right here on the podcast.
But it
right
was
now.
about. It was not about Clone Wars itself. It was about like animation, the Clone Wars.
So
But yeah.
we're gonna have a soccer talk, but for Josh, and it's gonna be
Star
Star
Wars
Wars
talk?
talk,
I don't have stuff to talk about.
and you're
Star
gonna
Wars
have a
every week,
segment.
Too bad. I
You
don't have stuff to
usually
talk about
do
soccer every
though.
week.
You like bring it up like almost
I?
every podcast.
Do I know?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It's okay, buddy.
I like Star Wars.
Yes, we know. So where were we? Video
Video games, animation. I don't know.
yeah, somewhere in pop culture, deep in pop
Yeah.
culture.
The dark
Oh,
pit that it is.
Guys, video game graphics are incredible lately, right? We've
Yep.
talked about Cyberpunk 2077 to no end.
So good.
I recently purchased a copy of Kingdom Come Deliverance, a hyper-realistic medieval RPG thing. Right? You can't summon dragons or whatever. It's
Why not?
super realistic because there are no dragons.
Oh.
I hate to break it to you, buddy.
Hey, is that multiplayer?
Santa Claus isn't real either. No.
Oh, okay. Because I just got it, too.
Spoiler alert!
yeah.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
In what?
Life.
Oh boy, I have to talk to your mom. So yeah, it's super realistic. The cutscenes are incredible. Like I was just taking pictures and
Are the
sending them to people.
graphics
Like
that good though?
in game,
But you're talking about the cutscenes.
But the
It's the same
cutscene-
thing with like Shadow of Mordor. Is they like rendered all the cutscenes separately.
mhm.
The cutscenes actually.
I mean,
look
to be
really
honest, the
good.
game itself is pretty nice looking too.
Yeah.
Wasn't Battlefront 2 like super realistic looking? Like the
Battlefront
environments
2,
and
yeah,
stuff?
because it uses the Frostbite engine, which
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of EA because
Yeah.
Is
I'm a
EA
big-
bad?
They have their problems.
they have some issues. But the one thing EA does good and is, I guess, their engine, their Frostbite engine is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield 1 looks amazing.
Yep. Battlefield 5 or whatever, Battlefront 2. Yeah, pretty much. Although Unreal Engine 4 looks really nice, but I've heard that one isn't as well optimized as Frostbite, so it takes a lot more resources to run well. But
What is it that using the same rendering? I think we talked about it on one of the podcasts.
the Gamebryo with Bethesda.
Bethesda
Yeah,
keeps using the
Bethesda.
same.
They've been using
Oh,
this.
God.
They've basically they have like this game engine that they've been using since like the 90s, and they just keep refreshing it every couple of years.
Looks so outdated.
Or
Like
maybe early 2000s. I think it was like 2002 or 2003. They've been using the same engine for like 15 years.
it
Mhm.
feels like the only reason Fallout 76 looked better than Fallout 4 was because they added actual foliage.
Yeah. Basically, they just refresh it every
They just
couple
spruce
years.
it up a little bit every time. and-
Yeah, but it still
Foliage.
has
Bruce.
the same like base like engine to it though.
when you look at the details, they're the same.
That's why like the same like physics like glitches exist in pretty much all the recent games like Fallout, Skyrim. Like
I don't know about you, but I can't ride a horse up a mountain in Fallout.
I can do it in real life.
Like up like a cliff.
Yeah,
just a
vertical
sheer
cliff.
Yeah.
I'm a great rider.
All right.
All right, so let's move on from the realm of the what?
You like tapped me earlier. and,
Oh,
like,
I was just time checking.
Oh,
Because we
mean,
used to have the time
soon.
like
yeah,
counting up
we
there.
switched to a different software for this,
And
and
now
now
we
we don't have a time.
yeah.
we
Since
forgot
we have
to
a video
record it.
and I was having issues with the
Yeah.
audio interface.
We're probably like 45, 50 minutes in. So
yeah. We're
Um,
I figure we got like another 5 minutes.
If we go over, that's fine.
Okay.
We went over last week.
Yeah, let's
Make
go.
this an hour and 15-minute podcast now.
Hey, I mean,
Hey,
Let's
no.
not. Let's not.
So let's go to real world news, I guess, or at least real world adjacent. You guys ready to raid Area 51?
nah, I'm not ready yet.
Actually, I just posted.
still gotta get
I just
prepared.
posted a thing on Twitter about
Yeah,
that this morning.
I saw
Did
it.
you see that?
I woke up to that tweet. I'm pretty sure.
About XCOM 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've played XCOM 2.
Mhm.
Have you played XCOM 2?
No, I've watched Luke play it.
Okay,
though.
I'm a huge XCOM 2 fan.
It's a fun game.
Almost on the level of Star Wars. XCOM in general. I just love
Mhm.
XCOM. You're just a casual fan.
Really? I always thought you were like really big in XCOM because when I saw that tweet pop up, I'm like, what? Did Luke take over the Twitter?
Oh, I like it.
No, I'm a pretty big.
he's a
XCOM
bigger fan than I.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a mega fan, but I'm a pretty good size fan.
My ADHD prevents me from actually completing any games, so I've never beaten
Did
XCOM 2.
you save scum everything?
No,
Oh, okay.
but I've never beaten XCOM 2 either.
Fair enough. I've
Have you beaten any game?
I have beaten the first 2 Batman Arkham games.
I suppose
I've
you were big
beaten-
into Arkham for a while.
They're fun. I have Arkham Knight, and
they're
I haven't
fun
touched it yet.
Arkham Knight's pretty fun. That's the one Arkham game.
Now that I finally have a
played.
computer that can run it. What other games have I beaten? That
Oh,
might
we're
be
on
it.
real world topics.
We are. You brought it up, I
Oh,
think.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
'cause I beat XCOM and the first XCOM Enemy Within, and then
Okay.
XCOM 2, and then I beat XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, I think twice now.
So what about this?
Oh, so I basically posted a thing about Area 51. It was the faceless from XCOM 2, and for
Mhm.
those of you who are not an XCOM 2 fan,
Which is all of you, I'm gonna assume.
which is probably a good chunk of our audience, yeah. The faceless are basically, they look like they can transform into humans, so they like infiltrate like groups and they're like humans, but then when they have to combat, they'll like all of a sudden like just burst out and like kind of and then they become like these like 10-foot tall like giant monster
Yeah,
things with
they're,
like
like-
6-foot long arms, and they're super gross looking. And so I made some joke about how this whole raid was set up by the faceless trying to infiltrate Area 51 to free their alien brethren so they could take over their Earth Advent style. It was just a hardcore
Gotcha.
like XCOM 2 reference.
This is not
Also,
okay.
If any of you guys are wondering, we are working on a Josh sound effect pack. If you guys are interested,
Yeah.
it'll be out eventually.
With my
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
we'll,
great.
we'll get it. It's in the works.
we need to cut out like all of those and just make one long ASMR track for
No.
YouTube.
No. Hey, Cheyenne, has your Gamer Girl bathwater arrived yet?
Oh,
Okay. You did not actually order that. Tell me you did not actually order that.
no. Like,
Okay.
Why
what?
would we order that?
I don't know.
What kind of weird, desperate human beings do you think
Okay,
we are?
so- on
that's why I was
stream-
slightly concerned.
On stream last night, one of my friends, like, I go to take a drink of water, and one of my friends that was watching the stream, like, every time I took a drink of water, posted, like, stay hydrated, kids, or something like that. And the person that I was playing with in text chats just, like, when I was talking about, like, that I switched to water, because, like, I was drinking a Coke,
Mhm.
then I switched to water, and one of them posted in the chat, it's like, it's Gamer Grill bath water, and I'm like, what?
Wait,
Hey,
Gamer Grill?
I think
Gamer
it's
Grill.
I
You
think
know,
it's-
that's what people call
Yeah.
it.
Oh, actually.
Yeah.
so. I
Gamer
think
Grills.
first of all, I think anyone who buys it is a very strange human being. But respect
Anyone
the hustle
who
on the girls' part.
sells it.
On Beldathine.
Yeah, I respect the hustle. I'll say that. I respect the hustle. She
Hey.
saw a market and took advantage of it. I'm a
Say.
big capitalism guy, right?
If I can
If someone's
sell-
willing to pay for it
Exactly.
and it doesn't infringe on other people's rights, you should be able to sell it.
Like if I can
Like
go
weed.
and bottle up my bath water and people will buy it and I can sell it for
Nobody
like
would buy
30
it.
bucks.
Yeah.
No, but if I could. That's
But if-
Okay.
this is a hypothetical. If I could go bottle up my bath water and sell it for $30 a pop, this probably cost me like 15-20 cents in investment, mostly for the container.
And for the water bill.
Water's cheap. Like a penny.
Not if you live in California.
Yeah. Okay. fine. I don't live in
Shout out to our
California.
California friends.
But if I
Gamer
can
Girl
do it and
bathwater
make-
might be cheaper than regular water for them.
Yeah, if I could make like $29.50 on a little tiny
Mhm.
container of water, I'm gonna do it. Like,
No, are you kidding me?
If
I don't have that much dignity left anyway, so I'll sell it.
if I could sit in a room with two of my friends and just talk for like an hour, put it online, and make money from it, I totally would.
Yeah, well, guess what? We're not making any money.
we're we're hemorrhaging money right now buying mics and stuff.
That's
so.
true.
Yeah.
We're at about a net negative $80 profit on
Well,
this
then
show
we
so
also
far.
pay for a podcast hosting service and
You're
stuff
right.
like that. So
Mm.
Yeah.
So not great.
Turns out running a podcast
Did you guys?
is
Okay.
expensive.
On a more serious note, did you guys hear about what happened in Kyoto the other day?
Mm. Somebody die?
There's an 33. There is an animation studio in Kyoto, and
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
it was attacked by an arsonist who poured gasoline on it, then lit it on fire. And then, being an animation studio, they had a lot of paper. In Japan, a lot of the interior walls are made of like thin paper.
Yep.
And it unfortunately ignited a fireball, killing 33 people there.
Oh.
Well, didn't he like light it and then yell like "You guys should die" or something like that?
I mean, he yelled
Probably.
some stuff. Yeah.
What animation studio?
It's called Kyoto Animations. It's the people
Very
that made
original.
it's made like Kobayashi Dragon made.
Okay.
They made A Silent Voice. Yeah.
Good movie.
I don't know any of these.
The Silent Voice.
Yeah, well, it's because you're not
fantastic
a
movie.
weeb like Cheyenne.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not
Okay,
a weeb.
I only know A Silent Voice because it's a really good movie.
I only know those two because Silent Voice and Kobayashi Dragon made because of my roommates
Yeah.
who are actual weebs.
They're popular animated movies.
Yeah.
Especially over in Japan.
But so it's really sad. And if you're
just-
thinking about lighting a building on fire, don't. That's dumb.
Unless it's like
EA headquarters.
your
let's
I was gonna
not
say
even-
like
Just kidding. We're not
Yeah.
inciting violence in this podcast.
I was
For
gonna
legal
say-
reasons, that's
For
a
legal
joke.
reasons, that's a joke.
I was gonna say unless it's like an old building on your property that
Yeah, you can burn down your own barn or whatever.
You should still probably tear it down though.
Well, yeah, but you tear it down, then you light it on fire. You're still technically lighting a barn on fire. It's just in a bunch of pieces.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you
Yeah.
want to, you can burn your own property. Fine.
It's legal. God bless America.
I'm not suggesting.
This
that
is
you
my
should,
building. I'm gonna
but-
burn it if I want. Take that, libtards.
All I can think of is like a cop sitting outside of the driveway, just like with like a microphone, just like yelling out at you as you're standing on top of your house as it's burning around you. It's like, I'll light my house on fire if I want.
You can't stop me.
Or it's the meme of the dog sitting in the burning building, like, this is fine.
This is fine. That's me sitting in the burning rubble of my GPA.
Oof.
So I think we'll have to probably push the over and underrated music to a different week.
Or keep it this week, just next podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would work.
Just do it for. Well, it'll be next.
But, I mean,
week still.
it
Yeah.
would still be next week. 'cause
Well, I
of
know,
the
but like
difference.
in the
Okay. Any closing thoughts, boys?
um,
Any more real world news you want to cover?
No.
drop by my stream sometime. It's pretty fun. It's a
Yeah.
grand
Pretty
old
alright.
time.
I dropped by last night to tell him to go to bed.
Yeah,
We'll also
I didn't
probably
listen.
be.
I bullied
streaming
him.
on his. I'm basically on Salty, so if we do
Yeah,
experimental
if we
reality
do
streams,
stream
Yeah.
there, we'll be on there. Yeah. So I think that's it for
That's
this
it.
week.
Elfine or whatever.
Fin.
see.
It's just Fin.
Elfine.
Fin. It's not Fin. It's
Fin.
Fin.
Finn from
El-
like Star Wars.
Elfin.
No, that's two N's.
FN 2187.
I can't believe you remember that.
Dude, I have a shirt with it.
You're a
on it.
Wookieboo.
I'm a Wookiee.
It's like a Weeaboo, but for Star Wars
Okay,
stuff.
that's probably. fair.
Anyway, so this is my
Anyway,
experimental
Yeah,
written.
thank you for listening to Experimental Reality. We'll be back next week with more experimental content. Experimental Reality is executive produced by me, Luke. Our multimedia coordinator is Cheyenne. General manager is Josh. Music provided by our good friend Jason. You can find us at Experimental Reality on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play Music, and Podbean. If you want to get in touch with us, email us at experimentalrealitypodcast@gmail.com or connect with us on Twitter at ERPod. Thank you once again for spending time with us. We hope to hear from you soon, and we'll catch you next week in this experimental reality. Bye.
Bye.